Now at 6 o'clock on WKYT this morning, people living in Germany have a cautious all clear after a mall shooting that left 9 people dead and others injured.
Back here in Kentucky, police in Clark County said they found more than a dozen dogs that had been neglected. What the runners of the home had to say ahead.
And this weekend is the biggest fundraiser of the year for the Woodford County Humane Society. We're looking ahead to the big event on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good Saturday morning to you. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Michelle Chamberlain.
And I'm Sean Moody. It sounds like another steamy one out there.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you're out in this heat, right, Mike Linden?
Yeah, I mean, if only they made short sleeve suits, I'd probably be wearing one right now. It has been uncomfortable for the past week. It's certainly been a week to spend some time in the air conditioning and limit your time outside. Right now on Defender, we're not seeing all that much. Each day has started very similarly. Not seeing too much in the morning, but then thunderstorm development into the afternoon. Now, high pressure is built up over the east coast, and that, for the most part, is keeping that cloud cover away this morning. But remember the rotation around high pressure. It's clockwise, and it's for that reason that we're finding hot, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico getting pulled into the bluegrass. So that's why we're seeing the thunderstorm development, and that's what we're going to continue to find this afternoon as well. And the thunderstorms are actually going to continue to control our temperatures. If it weren't for the thunderstorms and the cloud cover that we saw yesterday, we most certainly could have gotten into the mid-90s. But we stopped right around 88, 89 degrees. So with that cloud cover, it's actually keeping us a little cooler. And coming up, I'll show you that thunderstorm development and what will occur this afternoon, and whether or not that will once again limit our temperatures getting back into the mid-90s. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
Thank you, Mike. We start this morning with international news. People living in part of Germany have a cautious all clear after authorities say a shooting spree left 9 people dead and others injured.
It happened around a busy shopping mall in Munich. German police said they believe a single gunman was responsible, and he is among the dead. Riley Carlson reports from London.
Cell phone video shows a gunman apparently opening fire on people outside a McDonald's restaurant near a Munich shopping mall just before 6 Friday evening. People ran for safety as gunshots rang out. Security forces shut down the city's transit system for several hours as they hunted for gunmen. At one point, authorities were searching for up to 3 suspects armed with long guns. Munich police are calling the attack suspected terrorism. The U.S. condemned the assault. President Obama says the U.S. stands with Germany.
Germany is one of our closest allies, so we are going to pledge all the support that they may need.
Police said they found the body of a man they believe was the shooter. He's been identified as 18-year-old Sambol Hamoudani Ali, an Iranian who lived in Munich. Officials believe he acted alone. Riley Carlson for CBS News, London.
A Boone County family vacationing there in Munich found themselves caught in the chaos. Kim Trenkamp says she and her family were eating at this restaurant near the shooting scene when people inside started hearing popping noises. She says people inside the restaurant took cover because they were afraid it was gunfire. You're looking at the cell phone video she shot. But
it was enough panic for all of us to start diving under tables and trying to run. Everyone around us, benches were being knocked over, tables were being knocked over, and we were hunkered down under the tables at that point.
Now, she says the noises they were hearing in that restaurant were not gunfire. They were actually glass mugs breaking. She says her family is safe.
A group of Central Kentucky Muslims held a protest against the Islamic State, saying the terrorist group is not Islam. Around 50 people attended the protest at Triangle Park in Lexington last night. The group's organizers said they were also concerned about what they called negative Islamic rhetoric from this week's Republican National Convention. The people at the protest said ISIS is made up of cowards.
We heard from a lot of people saying, why don't you speak up? And here are we speaking up and saying, hey, ISIS, they do not present Islam. And that's the main message we're trying to pass to the American people. And we're not afraid of ISIS. And I think ISIS, their demise is coming.
The protest organizers think these types of demonstrations will help get rid of negative perceptions of Islam.
Police in Clark County said they found more than a dozen animals that had been neglected. Investigators say neighbors called to complain after seeing some dogs in the middle of Melbourne Street there in Winchester. When police got there at the house, they said they found unlivable conditions inside. The renters of that home were livid that police had been called.
I get food and water every god day. Oh wow, there's some cats running around. Look, they've been running around up here.
You have to clean up after animals, and obviously it's been weeks or months since anybody's, or maybe never, tried to clean up after them and take care of them.
The Clark County Animal Shelter took 15 animals from the home. The shelter is now taking donations to help take care of those animals. We've got a link to how you can help at our website, WKYT.com.
Today in Woodford County, people will eat and dance, all for a good cause.
Yeah, it's time for the Woodford Humane Society's biggest fundraiser of the year, Freedom Fest. WKYT's Mike Byers at the live desk getting us ready for the event. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Sean. Today is the last day of Freedom Fest at Ashford Stud in Versailles. There's plenty going on, all to help the Woodford County Humane Society. Freedom Fest started 17 years ago around the 4th of July. Organizers say they started the festival to celebrate the freedom animals have from homelessness and neglect. Today's event will have lots of food and, of course, local beer and bourbon. The distractions will also play live music, and there will be auctions and raffles. There are more than 200 items in the auction. One of the featured items is a piece of horse racing history, one of Triple Crown winner American Pharoah's halters. Ashford Stud is now the home of American Pharoah and the host of this year's festival. Freedom Fest picks back up at 5:30 this evening. The cost of the event ranges between $40 and $110. All the money raised goes to the Woodford County Humane Society. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
A lot of fun there.
Sounds like a good time.
Yep, 6:07 now on your Saturday morning, and we are just getting started here.
Sometimes scammers can steal more than just your money. If you're not careful, they can get away with your heart, too. That's still ahead on WKYT this morning.
And we've got a good story out of Pulaski County where a detective helped restore a kid's faith in humanity. That's coming up after Mike's forecast.
And we are looking at the dog days of summer continuing on here throughout the weekend. Coming up, I'll show you how hot temperatures will be and whether or not we'll see any thunderstorms popping up as a result.
Now, your hour-by-hour forecast with Mike Linden.
The dog days of summer continue on here in the Bluegrass as temperatures run high, the humidity runs high. It has been uncomfortable all week long, and we are looking at those conditions continuing through the weekend. Not much going on right now on the Defender radar network, although, much like yesterday, we are likely to find those thunderstorms appearing as we head into our afternoon. High pressure remains built up over the East Coast, and for that reason, we are seeing that high pressure pulling in that hot, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico, and that is fueling those thunderstorms. Right now, we look at our temperatures across the board. This is as good as it's going to get temperature-wise. The low 70s and upper 60s. Of course, we got a ways to go for our temperatures out there this afternoon, but this is not too bad. This, though, this isn't making things the most comfortable. This is essentially the big picture here. We have the core of the heat off to our west. That's where you're finding the triple digits, that drier heat. But to the east of that core of high pressure is the hot, humid air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico. But remember, we have high pressure built up over Kentucky as well. So with that clockwise flow, it's just pulling in that hot, humid air, and that is causing for the thunderstorm development into the afternoons. Because yesterday morning, things looked much like this morning, looking pretty good. But you tack on the fact that into the afternoon that we're getting that humid air re-entering the region, and that's where we're finding the thunderstorm development. That looks likely to occur again today, especially with the heat, the humidity working its way back into the upper 80s. Now, yesterday, temperatures settled right around 88, 89 degrees. But thanks to the sunny start this morning, the low 90s certainly possible. But with that thunderstorm development, that's cloud cover, and that could potentially keep those temperatures down into the upper 80s. So it's certainly a couple of degrees of difference, but enough so that once again we are certainly going to feel uncomfortable. You tack on the fact that the humidity, that's not going anywhere, if not getting even muggier as our day rolls on. We've already hit the top of the muggy meter here on tropical, but we felt we might as well push it up a little bit higher because it has certainly felt muggy the past few days. I don't even know if you can quantify how uncomfortable it's been as far as the humidity goes. Now, your rainfall, this is where things get interesting. With the pop-up nature of these thunderstorms bringing heavy rain at times here over the next few days, this is a look at the next 7 days. About 1 inch to 1.5 inches of rain. That is enough to cause for some flash flooding concerns. And that's what we're going to have to watch out for here for the work week ahead of us. Because on this 7-day forecast, there is no true completely sunny day. We are looking at the possibility of thunderstorm development almost each and every day. That will continue through the weekend, into the work week ahead, and more than likely into next weekend. Now, if you're looking at the 7-day and thinking, well, this looks really unusual, it's really not. It's the summer in Kentucky. Thunderstorm development is certainly possible. It's just the fact that maybe the humidity is getting to everybody and making everyone think that this is not normal. But this is certainly normal for this time of year. It's the temperatures and the humidity that's just not making you feel good when you go outside.
Yeah, always got to keep an eye on the radar.
Yes.
For sure.
Thank you, Mike. So 4th grade was a big year for one Pulaski County kid. He says his school held a contest that he planned on winning.
Yeah, 10-year-old Benjamin Cochran won that contest. He got a tablet for having perfect attendance all year long. But Ben never even got the chance to open up that box before someone came into the Cochran's home and took the tablet. It still hasn't been found. But Detective Tom Reed called Ben and his mom to the county attorney's office to have a little chat with him.
I said, I think that was a really, good achievement that you got, and I don't want you to lose faith in society because there's a lot of nice people out there, and I want you to have this tablet.
Yeah, Detective Reed says he bought Ben a new tablet. He says that was just part of the job, and he wanted to help out. He said the man who they believe stole the tablet will be charged with misdemeanor theft.
Great story, and good
Yeah.
for that kid to know there are good people out there.
Oh, yeah, probably made that kid's whole year so far.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So your time now is 6:14. We're just getting started on WKYT this morning.
And when we come back, we're taking a closer look at a scam hitting your wallet and maybe even your heart.
But before we go, tonight's Powerball jackpot is $390 million, and Tuesday night's Mega Millions jackpot, $15 million. We'll be right back.
Welcome back. It's more common than you might believe. Scammers trolling online dating sites, waiting to steal hearts. Then they drag the victims into a money laundering scheme.
Yeah, one woman sat down with our Miranda Combs to explain how this romance scam took over her life.
Looking for love in all the right places?
The scam is so common, the Federal Communications Commission put out a warning, a national scam.
He's thoughtful and says he can't live without you.
But it doesn't feel common when it's you.
He made me feel comfortable.
She's hiding in shadows, much like the person she fell in love with last year.
He's talking to me every day. He's calling me at night at 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, and he's waking me up. So I don't have much sleep.
You're invested.
I'm invested.
The relationship started on ChristianMingle.com. She met a man who said he was from North Carolina, a self-employed petroleum driller. The talks moved fast, from the dating site to daily phone calls and text messages.
Everyday conversations about everything. Just like when you're getting to know somebody.
She says the first red flag came when he asked if she had a retirement account.
I said, I don't have any money, And he said, oh, I don't care about money, honey. I just care about your heart.
But the loving conversation shifted to work. His company needed money, and she had to get it to him.
This is breaking. This is breaking. He needs money for this. He needs money for that.
She found herself spending her evenings going from one Western Union to another, moving money.
If I wasn't moving fast enough, he was yelling at me. What are you doing? What's taking so long? It makes me sound like an idiot. Yeah, I know.
By now, she's spent months and money trying to make him happy.
A lot of times he'd call me and he'd be screaming at me. And excuse me, he'd be screaming at me. And there'd be a lot of noise in the background.
And as she moved from MoneyGrams and bank accounts, her bank was watching.
We do a lot of training too on this particular here at the credit union to pick up on things like that.
Jamie Akers with Commonwealth Credit Union says just in the past 6 months, they've had 15 similar cases at their bank alone, equaling more than $100,000.
That's not us losing the money. That's actual members losing the money.
She calls them romance scams. Most of the scammers are out of England or South Africa.
We've had them anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. And they'll talk to them to get their trust. I love you. I understand you. I want to meet you. But they keep putting them off to meet them because they said something else come up.
I never actually physically met him. I never actually saw him.
Her relationship went on for 9 months.
They were saying that he was a scammer, and they would tell me here what was going to happen next, and it always did.
These people are in love, and when they are so deep in love, it's hard to change someone's mind.
But eventually, she realized the money she lost was a sign there was no love.
They warned me. Yeah, they told me over and over again. Luckily, they never gave up. They never stopped telling me the same thing over and over again because it just wouldn't register because I was clinging to him.
The woman we talked to got out of the scam, but not before losing a lot of money. Akers with the credit union says once a victim is aware that it is a scam, if they continue to participate in the scam, they could get in trouble with the law for being an accomplice. Akers says most scammers are from England or South Africa.
Heartbreaking.
It is heartbreaking. It's terrible. They took advantage of her like that.
Tough. It's 6:21 now on your Saturday morning. There's still more to come.
Sports is next.
Welcome back to WKYT this morning, and one thing that we have not seen go has been the heat and humidity. It has just stuck with us, and it's not going much of anywhere. We are locked in to the dog days of summer. Right now, we're not seeing very much active weather, but this was the case yesterday. We didn't really see very much going on through the morning hours. It was in the afternoon that we saw the thunderstorms bubbling up out of seemingly nothing, and that will happen once again this afternoon. High pressure is built up over the East Coast, but remember, around high pressure, we have that clockwise flow, right? And that right around, imagine if this is a giant clock, right around 6 o'clock here, moving toward noon, it's pulling in that hot, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico. And that's where we're getting the cloud development and therefore the thunderstorm development. Now that is also going to limit our temperatures. When you have cloud cover, it should keep those temperatures down. That's why we haven't hit the mid-90s yet. Yesterday, we didn't even hit the lower 90s. Today, we will be pretty darn close, much like yesterday, right around 88, 89, 90 degrees for your high temperatures out there, and staying in the upper 80s, low 90s with the chance for thunderstorms almost all day long. Sports is up next.
It's been talked about for a long time, and now it is a reality. UK opened up its new football practice facility to the media yesterday for a tour. The new 100,000 square foot, $45 million facility is located just outside of Commonwealth Stadium and is one of the top training facilities in the country, if not the world. For the players, coaches, and recruits, the facility is a wow.
It's a wow, and I think it's going to continue to be a wow. Because if it's your first time in the building, your second time in the building, you know, it's like an amusement park. You can't see the whole thing the first time. So Kings Island gets you to go back the second time, right? The third time. So that's the, you know, the thing with this. There's interactive screens, there's experience, and then, we can have a dinner in there. We can have a recruiting dinner in the lobby. Who knows? The possibilities are endless. So.
Now on WKYT.com, we have a 360-degree look inside UK's new football training center. There are 7 interactive pictures to give you an up-close look at this unbelievable facility. Well, the new training center is something Mark Stoops and his staff have promised recruits, and it should continue to give recruiting a big lift down the road. Stoops is not able to land every recruit he's targeting, he said yesterday. He's happy with the way recruiting is going, however.
I think fans focus on the guys you don't get. We focus on the guys we get, and really encouraged by the players we have. You absolutely got to have somebody all into your program, and so we feel very good about all the victories we've had. And if you go back to recruiting class, there were some battles. It's good for us to be in those battles with the top of the SEC.
And the New Orleans Pelicans say they have signed free agent forward Terrence Jones, now a 4-year veteran who gets a 1-year deal to the NBA minimum of $1.14 million. He will again have Anthony Davis as a running mate and teammate in the front court. That's a look at sports. Enjoy your weekend.
Now at 6:30 on WKYT this morning, Hillary Clinton has announced her pick for vice president. A closer look at Virginia Senator Tim Kaine just ahead.
In Madison County, members of a rescue squad want you to know that they're collecting money for a real cause and not a scam. What they have to say coming up.
And in Woodford County, people will eat and dance for a good cause. It's the Woodford County Humane Society's annual Freedom Fest. That's ahead on WKYT this morning.
This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and happy Saturday. I'm Sean Moody.
And I'm Michelle Chamberlain, and we hear there's a little goodie there at the Freedom Fest involving American Pharaoh.
Yeah, you may be able to find an interesting item if you're heading out that way and support a good cause for those animals.
Very true. And it's going to be hot there, right, Mike?
Yes, you got to do your best to, once again, stay hydrated, limit your time outside, just stay in some shade or stay in the air conditioning because, once again, we are looking at a hot and humid day. Look, even the birds are trying to get away from the humidity. It is uncomfortable outside as we get our Saturday started, and once again, there will be more of that humidity to go around as we head into our afternoon. Not too much as far as active weather goes. The cloud cover is relatively thin. We are going to see that build, though, over the course of our day today, but high pressure built up over the eastern coast, continuing to pull in that hot, humid air from the Gulf of Mexico, and that's going to take these temperatures from the low 70s and upper 60s and propel them once again back into the upper 80s and lower 90s out there. But what's key with this pattern that we are locked into is that with that thunderstorm development, we get thick clouds. And with thick clouds, that means temperatures will be limited. Coming up, I'll break down the impact of those storms, how it will affect our temperatures, and what that means for this hot and humid pattern moving forward. That's coming up in about 10 minutes.
Mike, thank you. We start off this morning with political news and Hillary Clinton's vice presidential pick. This comes just a few days before the Democratic National Convention kicks off in Philadelphia.
Clinton also used her rally in Tampa, Florida to take down Donald Trump's convention speech. Jamie Yukas has the latest on the campaign.
Hillary Clinton ended the suspense Friday evening, tweeting her VP pick, moderate Virginia Senator Tim Kaine, whom she called a relentless optimist.
Are we ready for Hillary?
The 58-year-old married father of 3 is Catholic, fluent in Spanish, and a Harvard Law grad. The senator previously served as Richmond's mayor and lieutenant governor and governor of Virginia.
He's never lost an election. He was a world-class mayor, governor, and senator.
Kaine will join Clinton here in Philadelphia next week for the Democratic National Convention, which organizers promise will be disciplined and positive.
Did any of you watch that convention in Cleveland?
At a rally in Tampa, Clinton drew sharp contrast between the GOP convention in Cleveland and the one her party is getting ready to host.
Just remember, love trumps hate.
Fresh off his convention celebration, Donald Trump thanks supporters in Cleveland before taking on Clinton.
Hillary's trying to pick her vice president as fast as possible because she wants to take away a little of the success that we had at this convention.
Clinton and Kaine will appear together at a rally in Miami on Saturday. Jamie Yukas, CBS News, Philadelphia.
Donald Trump plans to visit Pennsylvania next week as well, with a campaign stop in Scranton.
Here in Lexington, a man convicted of killing his best friend will spend decades in prison. Mark Taylor was sentenced to 49 years for the beating death of Alex Johnson. Johnson was a chef at UK, and police say he and Taylor sold marijuana together. Taylor was not eligible for the death penalty. Johnson's father is not happy with the outcome. Johnson wanted a death penalty for the man convicted of killing his son and dumping his body in a barrel in the Kentucky River.
You can go out and murder somebody like Mark Taylor did Alex, and he can't get the death penalty. He can't get life in prison without chance parole, and he can't even get 50 years in prison without parole.
Now Johnson says he's working with legislators to change the law to give other victims' families hope. Meanwhile, Taylor's attorneys are appealing the judge's decision to the state Supreme Court. A man charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend here in Lexington was also in court. Patrick Jones' attorney entered a not guilty plea for him during his arraignment. Jones is charged with murder, tampering, and abuse of a corpse. Police say he killed Haley Bourgeois, dismembered her, and put her body in a dumpster. He'll be back in court on August 1st.
Police in Oregon say they found the bodies of a Kentucky father and son who disappeared nearly 2 years ago. Police say they found John Wood and Jason Wood dead in the Mount Hood National Forest. The two men were from Bardstown. Police think their deaths were a murder-suicide. The two men disappeared in September 2014. Police say they later found their car abandoned in the forest. Health leaders say the first known case of the Zika virus in Lexington has been diagnosed. The Fayette County Health Department says a baby born to a woman in Fayette County tested positive for the virus. Despite that, health leaders say the baby appears to be fine so far and is now at home. They say during the woman's pregnancy, the mother had traveled to a country where the Zika virus is circulating. And doctors say the mother and child are not threats to public health.
Rescue crews had to use chainsaws to free a car after it slid off Interstate 75. The Madison County Rescue Squad says a car heading southbound on 75 lost control during heavy rain and ended up off the road, wrapped around trees in a culvert. Rescue workers had to chainsaw through to get to that car. 3 people were inside, and they all walked away uninjured. We're learning new details about a deadly building collapse in Louisville. Firefighters say a man in his 70s died when part of that building collapsed down on the city's west end. The building's owner says the man was among those working inside the building at the time. Investigators say right now they're not sure what caused the collapse. They say streets around the building will be closed until the rest of it can be torn down.
Members of the Madison County Rescue Squad are trying to raise money for their organization by going door to door in the community. The Rescue Squad is currently collecting donations because squad volunteer Russ Morrow says the $16,000 the organization receives from the county isn't enough. Members of the organization want you to know they're raising money for a legitimate cause and that it's not a scam.
The Rescue Squad is 100% volunteer, and what the money we're raising goes for is like the Jaws of Life, the trucks, even fuel.
Morrow says the squad members who go door to door always wear a photo ID around their neck along with a required uniform. Now we have a link to WKYT.com where you can check to see which squad members are out collecting donations on any given day.
Lexmark's shareholders have approved a merger agreement. A group of investors led by Apex Technology Company Limited and PAG Asia Capital are acquiring the Lexington-based company for $3.6 billion. The transaction has to still meet regulatory approvals and customary closing conditions. It's expected to be complete in the second half of this year.
If you're looking to sell your home, the summertime just might be the right time for you. Realtors say Lexington's real estate market is hot right now, especially for sellers. In many cases, they say homes are being sold within days of going on the market. Ty Brown, president-elect of Lexington Bluegrass Association of Realtors, says there just aren't enough houses on the market for people who want to buy them.
They are out there. It's just, I have to tell them if you want to buy a house and you're ready, you need to go ahead and you can't sit and think about it for a long time. You have to have everything ready.
The Realtor Association says low interest rates right now make it a good time, especially for first-time home buyers. Realtors say that, along with the signs of strengthening economy, are among the reasons Lexington's market is hot right now.
Today in Woodford County, people will eat and dance, all for a good cause.
Yeah, it's time for the Woodford Humane Society's biggest fundraiser of the year, Freedom Fest. WKYT's Mike Byers at our live desk this morning, getting us ready for the big event. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, Michelle. Day 2 of Freedom Fest picks back up this evening. The event is held at Ashford Stud in Versailles, helping out the Woodford County Humane Society. Freedom Fest started 17 years ago around the 4th of July. Organizers say they started the festival to celebrate the freedom animals have from homelessness and neglect. People heading over to this evening's event will be accompanied by lots of food and, of course, local beer and bourbon. There will be live music from the distractions and many auctions and raffles. There are more than 200 items in this year's auction. One of the featured items is a piece of horse racing history from none other than American Pharoah. One lucky person will be taking home one of his halters. Ashford Stud is now the home of the 2015 Triple Crown winner. Freedom Fest resumes at 5:30 this evening. The cost of the event ranges between $40 and $110. All the money raised goes to the Woodford County Humane Society. At the live desk, Mike Byer, WKYT.
The Freedom Fest is just one of many events going on in Central Kentucky today.
Yeah, here's a look at what's happening around the Bluegrass. This morning, the Shepherd's House Run for Recovery 5K kicks off. That runs at Keeneland Racecourse right here in Lexington. It starts at 8 o'clock this morning, and there's also a pet-friendly fun walk that starts at 8:15. Registration is $25. The Shepherd's House helps treat men with substance abuse. Also, you can ride your motorcycle along with Kentucky State Police on a scenic 2-hour journey. That starts at 11 o'clock this morning at Kentucky Motorsports and Outdoors in Richmond. Entry fee is $25, and all the proceeds are going to go toward Kentucky State Police's Trooper Island camp.
Lexington Restaurant Week is now underway and runs through July 30th. More than 36 local restaurants will offer special menus at a reduced cost. Restaurants with lower price points are offering 2 for $26 menus. This year, $1 of every special meal goes to Lex Arts. It's a fun time. First we had Burger Week, and now we've got Restaurant Week.
Yeah, I can just continue with all the food-themed weeks for the rest of the year. That is fine with me.
Yes, it's nice to not have to cook, right?
Yeah, for sure. 6:40 now on your Saturday morning. There's still plenty ahead here on WKYT this morning.
Don't judge a book by its cover, and don't judge a dog by its reputation, right? We're looking at how pet bulls are getting a second chance after Mike's forecast.
And while it might be Restaurant Week, Mother Nature has her own week. Heat Week, if you want to call it that, because that's what it's been all week long. This weekend will be no different. Coming up, I'll show you how once again we'll be dealing with hot, humid, and stormy conditions.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with Mike Linden.
Getting started here on Saturday morning with conditions and temperatures starting out very similarly to where we began almost each day this week. Today will be no different from what we have seen all week long. It's the dog days of summer, and we are locked in. Looking at the Defender Radar Network, we have high pressure built up over Kentucky, and that is part of the reason as to why we're seeing the hot, humid air getting pulled into the bluegrass. Right now, you can see through western Tennessee and Mississippi and Alabama, just getting pulled into the bluegrass, and we will continue to see the humidity increasing as our day rolls on. Temperature-wise, right now, the low 70s and upper 60s. This is as comfortable as it's going to get almost all day long. So if you want to get outside, whether it's to go for a run or get some errands done, maybe start a little earlier rather than later, considering these temperatures. These are great right now, right around room temperature, because into the afternoon, that heat is going to kick into high gear, and this is the big picture of it all. We have the core of the heat to our west. That's where you're finding the triple digits, the incredibly hot temperatures. But east of that core of the heat is where we are. We're locked into that hot, hazy, humid air coming in from the Gulf of Mexico, and that is causing thunderstorms to pop up. We saw this yesterday, and the clouds from the thunderstorms actually worked to keep the temperatures down. We didn't get into the mid-90s, much like the West Coast. We got into the upper 80s, so way down from where we were expected to be thanks to that cloud cover. And that could once again happen out there today. That cloud cover, while it is bringing the thunderstorms, it is working to keep those temperatures down. So once again, we'll sit right on that 89, 90 degree threshold for our daytime highs out there today. Regardless of where we hit, though, we are still looking at what looks to be a messy day as we head into our afternoon with potential for pop-up thunderstorm development. Now remember, with all of this Gulf of Mexico air, it's very moist, and we are seeing that humidity just continuing to rise here over the next few days. We are above the top end of the muggy meter here today, tomorrow, and Monday. Bring a water bottle wherever you go out there today, simply so you are prepared if you're going to be outside for even more than 15 minutes. We're talking about some pretty tough heat out there. Now, with the thunderstorm development, because with this pop-up nature of these storms, we're looking at a lot of rain in a short period of time. And here over the next few days, a good 1.5 inches of rain or so for most spots in the bluegrass. How about this over the west and south, up near about 2 inches of rain? That could certainly trigger some flash flooding as we head into the work week ahead of us. We will certainly have to keep our eye on that here moving forward. But looking at this 7-day forecast, if you're thinking, man, this looks kind of ugly, this is normal for this time of year. Thunderstorms are certainly something you would expect to find here in the summer in the bluegrass, and that is what we will find almost each and every day. It's just the fact that we have the heat and the humidity to go along with it that's making it feel that much more unbearable. But the key here will be the thunderstorms, because even though they bring the weather that we don't like to see, they'll keep the temperatures down. That's why we haven't hit 95, 96, or even the triple digits yet. We've fallen way short of that mark.
Yeah, a little bit of rain, we'll take that.
Looks like a lot of rain, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of ugly, but hey, again, it's the
We need
summer.
it. Okay, thanks, Mike.
Thanks. You've heard the saying, don't judge a book by its cover. Well, now a Central Kentucky animal shelter is doing their part to help stop judging a dog by its reputation.
Yeah, the Paris Animal Welfare Society in Bourbon County is focusing on one particular breed of dog to help, pit bulls. The director at PAWS says it's harder to move pit bulls within the shelter because of the reputation the breed has.
A lot of people are scared to adopt pit bulls. They think they're aggressive. Landlords might not let them live in their homes with them. Rental insurance policies are usually high with pit bulls, so they can be hard to adopt. But really what they are is they are friendly dogs.
So to help spread this message even further, the shelter has decided to host a movie night at the Kentucky Theater where they'll show a documentary on pit bulls. We have more information about that movie event on our website, WKYT.com.
And coming up on 6:48 now on your Saturday morning.
We'll take a look at your money. That's coming up.
Gas prices make another dramatic move, and Verizon has a warning for its biggest data users. I'm Brooke Silva-Braga in New York. Those stories and more coming up in your CBS Money Watch report.
Welcome back. 6:51 now on your Saturday morning. It's the end of an era for video cassettes. You can say goodbye now to VCRs and their little flashing 12 o'clock lights.
Say it ain't so. This is sad. And if you have an unlimited plan with Verizon, changes might be coming if you're a data hog. Brooke Silva-Braga has the latest on your money.
Gas prices have dipped to their lowest level for the month of July in 12 years, an average of $2.19 according to AAA. That's about 57 cents less than this time last year, and analysts project prices will continue to fall through the end of the year. Stocks closed the week up Friday, the S&P 500 reaching an all-time high. The Dow gained 53 and the Nasdaq added 26, also a record close. Verizon is pulling the plug on some data hogs. Users who were grandfathered into unlimited plans will be forced to move to a metered plan or have their service terminated by Verizon if they use what the company calls an extraordinary amount of data, amounts in excess of 100 gigabytes a month, according to the company. And it's the end of an era for video cassettes. The last maker of VHS VCRs is hitting stop on the format that first let consumers bring movies into their homes some 40 years ago. Japan's Funai Electric will end production later this month. And that's your Money Watch. For more, log on to CBSMoneyWatch.com. In New York, I'm Brooke Silva-Braga.
I actually used a VCR the other day.
Yeah?
Have you used one lately?
Since the 90s.
Well, hold on to it. I guess they're not going to make them anymore.
collectors out of them now.
I know, right? So the Pokemon Go craze is sweeping the nation, and it's now a record breaker for Apple.
Yeah, Pokemon Go is now Apple's most downloaded app in its first week. Apple isn't saying exactly how many downloads that is, but the game debuted July 6th and shot right to the top of the free apps chart. It's stayed there ever since. Some investment experts say in-game purchases on Pokemon Go could translate into $3 billion for Apple over the next year or two.
Crazy.
Yeah, wish I'd been one of the developers on that one.
Well, yeah, of course.
Unbelievable.
But now we got to come up with our own.
Yep. We'll have like WKYT Go. You search for WKYT reporters all over town. Something like that.
That's a thought.
Yep. 6:53 on your Saturday morning.
Mike's got his hands over his face. He's like, I don't know if I like that idea. We'll take a look at some events when we come back.
Welcome back. 6:56 on your Saturday morning. There's a lot going on here in Lexington.
Yeah, here's a look at some of the things that are taking place today. In Versailles, Callie's Homestyle Restaurant is holding a fundraiser for a boy with brain cancer. That's going on from 11 to 3 o'clock today. There will be karaoke, a cookout, and a bake sale.
In Clark County, there's a concert to cure diabetes at 3 o'clock this afternoon at the county fairgrounds on Ironworks Road. Cost is $10 per carload.
And
Well, here we go again. The weekend is here and the hot, humid weather is not going anywhere. If you plan on being outside out there today, just be sure to grab a water bottle. It is going to be uncomfortable again. We're talking about temperatures right around 88, 89, and potentially even 90 degrees. It all hinges on the thunderstorm development because with those clouds, they should keep temperatures down. But if we see the thunderstorms appearing a little later in the day, hitting that 90-degree mark is certainly possible.
All right, stay cool out there. Nobody's more up to date than you to start your day.
We'll be back in just a moment with more news, weather, and sports.